Whew. All right, here we go. We're live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel for what hopefully could be a pretty well-timed live stream. That's what we're going for here. Got a funny feeling that Chelsea and Lavia is very close to being done. So I thought I'd go live for it. We can discuss, we can look at the updates, and we can just basically just keep this little party, which is a couple of days long. The first time we've ever had a party after a draw, by the way. But welcome to all of you that are joining the stream. Chelsea have officially destroyed the lives of Liverpool fans for the past 3 days, and potentially the chances of Jurgen Klopp winning another Premier League at Liverpool. My sweatshirt is from a brand in Bali called Attila. Great brand. All right, let's check these numbers. 382 of you are in. This could be a fun stream, you know. I'm very much looking forward to this today. I thought, why not? I've already got a really sick video made for you guys that is going to go live immediately when this stream finishes. But we're just on a roll. Chelsea are on a roll. GBFC is on a roll. Like, I can't stop making videos because there's so much to talk about. Someone commented earlier, they were like, why don't you just like compress the news? I'm like, because if I make a video now, in 3 hours, that video is just completely irrelevant now. So the best thing to do is just keep on going. And you guys are showing the love. So for that reason, I keep on posting. Welcome to those of you that are joining. This is the LFC live stream. And no, it's not Liverpool Football Club. It is Lavia, Fernandez, Caicedo. We are streaming right now because I believe that we are going to hear some exciting 3 words on Romeo Lavia very soon indeed. By the way, right, you lot are in for an absolute treat today on GBFC. An absolute treat, because I'm launching something today with a very good friend of mine, and I think a good friend of yours too, and it is beginning today. You guys have not been told about this, I don't think, unless I mentioned it once on a stream. Wow, there's the first block of the day, Mr. Spammy Gonzalez. Get out of here. Nobody wants to see it. But yeah, today's the day, basically. Are we really going to sell Matson? Okay, I guess there is a lot of news here that we have to go through. I'm going to get TweetDeck open and just see where we're at. David Raya to Arsenal is all confirmed 22 seconds ago from Fabrizio Romano. Where are you guys seeing this news about Ian Matson? Who is tweeting this? Because I have like a tab set up for Fabrizio Romano and David Ornstein. And I should probably also do one for the Secret Scout too. Guys, I'm just going to quickly go and... what am I going to do? I completely forgot what I was about to do. You know when you just sit there and you're like, I'm about to do something. Plug in the MacBook. Give me 1 second. Bam, bam, ba-da-da-dun, da-dun, dun. I can't believe we're actually signing Lavia, man. Like, Fraser Fletcher has already said that the medical is booked, which means the deal is pretty much done. We are just currently waiting on an announcement from Chelsea Football Club. If the medical's already booked, if this is true... man, why do you just keep repeating? Like, stop spamming. Like, if I see the message, I see it. All I do on my streams is read the chat. Like, you won't find someone who streams and reads the chat more than I do. So you don't need to spam. I will just get rid of your comments. I'm sorry, but it's true. It's the way it's going to be. I don't think we need Olise. Well, at the moment... The Athletic have said today, I'm going to get this tweet up actually, because we are led to believe that we are looking at the striker position and also the attacking midfield position, which, to be quite honest, it does make a lot of sense for Chelsea to be looking for a striker, because Pochettino in his press conferences has alluded to the fact that we are not necessarily the strongest with depth in the forward areas. There's also links today, if you saw the news video earlier on today on GBFC, there are also links right now that Armando Broja could go to AC Milan, but this would, of course, be dependent on Armando Broja. But the problem with Broja is he had a massive injury, and who knows if he's going to come back the same level of player that we thought he could be before. Because let's be honest, there were some good moments from Broja when he played in a Chelsea shirt, but then that injury, it's been such a long time now. I wonder how last season could have been different. I'm just looking now on... wow. As if like the Lukaku thing is Chelsea continuing to work closely with Lukaku over viable exit option, be it to a European club before September the 1st or a Saudi club before September the 7th. Insane. Nobody wants this guy. Like, imagine Chelsea spend 100 million on him and now nobody wants him. It's insane. Moises Caicedo is a Chelsea player. There is no more need for speculation about that. He is there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Where is this tweet that I was looking at, which said that Chelsea are looking at attacking midfielders and forwards? I'm trying to find it so I can wedge it up on the screen. If not, I will just keep on talking about it. God, imagine if we get Lavia done today and we have a midfield three of Lavia, Caicedo and Enzo for the game against West Ham. Do you know what the weirdest thing is? I don't think there's ever been a Chelsea manager until Pochettino who is actually, whatever I think of in my head is what I would like him to do, he actually does it. I'm not saying that I know more than Pochettino or I influence it, which of course I don't. I'm not saying that. But like the things that I want to see, Pochettino just does it and I'm loving it. It's a nice feeling as a fan. You know, we've all got our ideas about what's right, what's wrong, what it should be, what it shouldn't. And it's good. Olise news is kind of a bit quiet. Yesterday, the news was that Chelsea had agreed personal terms with Olise, but we are waiting to discuss with Crystal Palace because suddenly the fee has become like 45 million as opposed to the initial 35 million release clause that we were rumoured to believe existed. Liverpool really are just in the mud, aren't they? Like the video, guys. I love this guy. Guyver1048576 says like the video. You guys know what to do. First donation, Oscar Johns Carpenter. Good old Johns Carpenter. How much do I think Lavia, Enzo and Moises played together? To be quite honest, you know, like you don't spend 60 million on a player who's just going to sit on the bench. In my head right now, Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo are the two best ready-made players to play together. I think as a midfield two goes, there is not a better combination available for Chelsea Football Club. There really isn't. The two complement each other on paper so well, so well. And with the way that Enzo is, and he just fit into this Chelsea team like putting on a flipping glove, Caicedo's confidence and ability, man, I don't see any way this fails, if I'm honest. I think I've not been so confident about a big money transfer not going badly than I am this Caicedo deal. I think, yeah, massive. Massive, massive, massive. Thank you, Adrian Sheikh, for the donation. I think Ziyech leaves, but we need goals, man. Don't put Ziyech and goals in the same thing. It's like we need goals. Why are we selling Ziyech? No chance. Ziyech is done at Chelsea. Good player, just not at this club. Going back to the point about how much will Enzo, Lavia, Caicedo play together, I'm pretty sure that we'll see it a lot. I really am, especially now that Christopher Nkunku is injured until January. Going with a 4-3-3, with Chelsea being a bit short of numbers and quality in attacking areas right now, is probably why we're so persistent with this Lavia deal. Thank you, Ronaldinho, What if Enzo gets injured? Where's our creativity? That is, I mean, again, like, it's the same with all clubs, really. Man City have been working on it for a while. Look at Arsenal. When Gabriel Jesus isn't there, they've just bought Kai Havertz, who's a player who makes you play with 10 men when he's on the field. So Arsenal struggle to score as many goals and look as fluid in attack when Jesus isn't there. And Chelsea's biggest issue would be if Enzo Fernandez gets injured. But I mean, obviously, we don't want that to happen. Hindsight is a beautiful thing. He plays a lot of minutes. And I really do hope that we don't have this situation. I think Andre Santos will stay at Chelsea. At the moment, the rumours are that Ian Matson is going to be sold, which I just don't, for one, understand. When there is 5 clubs currently interested in Marc Cucurella. That's been reported today. 5 clubs interested in Cucurella. So why would you sell Matson at that point? Chukwuemeka may now get a loan, which tells me that Chelsea are certainly not finished in this transfer window. If Kane Chukwuemeka goes out on loan, Caicedo's already gone on loan to Leicester. Santos 100% stays. And then Chelsea, I guess, will be in the market for 2, maybe even 3 attacking players, be it attacking midfield 10 or a striker. It's mad. FFP, guys, honestly, FFP, all of the worries that we have right now, they're being stemmed from rival clubs and fans being uneducated about the way that Chelsea is spending money. All of the scaremongering is because rival fans think that as a result of us spending all this money, we surely must be breaking rules. Do your research. Have a little look at the money we've bought in. Have a little read into amortization rules, the difference between UEFA's ruling, Premier League ruling. There's a reason why Chelsea behave a certain way and do a certain thing, don't get any fines and charges for it, and then suddenly there's a rule change. Give Bowley and the team some credit here because they're finding loopholes before anyone and everyone. By the time that Chelsea exploit the loophole, the Premier League are trying to act to make sure that it's closed off and no other clubs can follow them, because it will become a bit of a... Once people are smart enough, financially, with good enough legal teams, which I can't believe other Premier League clubs haven't tried to do this, especially the ones with rich owners, says a lot about the owners too. Chelsea have got owners that have got money that are willing to spend it. Other clubs have got owners that have got a lot of money, they don't want to spend it. We're lucky. As much as we've given the ownership a hard time, there are a few things that they've done, maybe not even necessarily just in like a spending on football players sense. There's a few things that they've done at Chelsea that are a bit like, You know, there's only so long we can keep repeating that Todd Bowley thought that 4-4-3 was a formation before we just have to let that go and let the pitch do the talking, which right now, the bank account's doing the talking and the pitch looks as though, under Pochettino, it is following suit very, very fast. That was a good little clip. I should clip that up and upload that as a short, I think. Is Olise joining? At the moment, I think so. Olise is one of those that's like, to sign an injured player, I can't really get buzzing about it. Like Lavia and Caicedo, I'm absolutely buzzing because these are players that could play against West Ham at the weekend. Kudus is 10, Olise right wing. I mean, that is just phenomenal, isn't it? They don't understand amortization. People that are constantly pulling Chelsea apart saying, oh, we're breaking all these rules, yo. Like, yeah, these are the guys who don't understand that. Jacob, thank you for the donation. First thing I do after a match is pop open YouTube for some GBFC match reactions. It's tradition at this point. Any feelings on Caicedo taking the 25? Big number to fill. Thank you, mate. I appreciate you always tuning in to the channel. Moises Caicedo takes the number 25 shirt that has been basically just redundant since retirement of Gianfranco Zola. If you're a new age Chelsea fan, you will not know about Gianfranco Zola. He was, let's just call it like the 90s and early thousands version of what Eden Hazard became for Chelsea. A player that can just pull something out of nothing, the rabbit out the hat. And he was mercurial, majestic. He was one of the first players that I ever remember falling in love with as a Chelsea fan. And that was when I was like, not even 11 years old, like between 7 and 11 when I really started getting into football and knowing what was happening. You know, I'd watch football with my dad when I was like 5 or 6. But to really start following it and start feeling that tribal passion towards Chelsea, I was about 7 because I was playing in my own team then as well. Thank you, KJ McIntosh. Thoughts on Marmadashvili for goalkeeper and Tony in January? I've always said this. I think, probably one of the first YouTubers to post a video about this. I do think Chelsea go in for Ivan Toney. If we don't sign a striker that's on par with Nicholas Jackson's ability in this window, we go for Toney in January 100%, and he joins, no doubt. Absolutely no doubt. George, you are a bit of a clickbait, mate. Well, I don't really understand this logic, you know, because like anyone who makes content wants people to click on it. So you try and get people to click. And you guys want things that you like the look of to click on. So the whole idea about clickbait is a bit odd, if you ask me. It's a very odd concept. There's fine margins and fine lines, and I've been doing YouTube for 12 years, so I like to push the boundaries a little bit, but I know what I'm bloody doing. Let's keep Lukaku. Someone has had a few bevies today. We should not be doing that. Turn Lukaku into a beast of a DM. Lukaku couldn't be a beast of anything. There's some updates on Kepa here. Wow, Florentino Perez has said about Kepa. Kepa had big offers on the table, but he decided to join us. He only wanted Real Madrid. I mean, to be fair, if you're Kepa, right, you just would want Real Madrid, wouldn't you? You're Spanish. You know, Chelsea are willing to let you go. Real Madrid give you an opportunity to play Champions League football. Yeah, if you're Kepa, you're out. So, Al Hilal have signed Neymar as well. That's actually mental, you know. Like, if people weren't taking... People might look at the Ronaldo and even the Mane signings to Saudi Arabia and be like, yeah, this won't last. Now they got Neymar. Think about like the faces of European football for the last decade. Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar. 2 of them are now playing in Saudi Arabia. Messi's not even there. Will we play with 2 CDMs? I mean, oh, we got 2 more. Oh my word. 3 more donations have come in. I'll do the donations first, then I'll talk about the positions. Jocko Nora, it's a very good joke that you want me to say there. Your new ice cream van is an interesting one, mate. Thank you, Destiny, also for the donation. And thank you to James Corky for the $5 donation. Would you like to see Noni start over Sterling against West Ham? Or was his performance good enough to keep his spot in the starting 11? Sterling is a fascinating one because a lot of people thought I was mad for giving Sterling a 7 out of 10 and putting him above Chukwuemeka. What I saw from Sterling, right, isn't necessarily just about what he does on the ball. Jurgen Klopp, in his post-match interview with NBC, is talking about the movement of Raheem Sterling to enable Reece James to get down that wing, which put Chelsea on the front foot in a match where we were having to defend and Liverpool were getting a lot more space in the final third. Chelsea combated that, and a lot of it started with the movement of Raheem Sterling. So actually, as much as what Sterling's output was on the ball wasn't brilliant, it was a lot of the off-the-ball stuff that I saw that I really liked, and I kind of understood how that enabled us to spend a bit more time with those overlapping overloads of Reece James, which was almost fruitful. So I liked Sterling's performance in the last hour of the game. So do I want Noni Madueke to start ahead of him? Maybe. If he's fit and ready, I do want Noni in the side. I think he's got a big, big role in this Chelsea team this season. I think he's a good player. And maybe, but I think Sterling was good enough to keep his place, at least for now. I'm so fascinated. Like, Pochettino's team that he picks for this game at the weekend is just going to be mad, isn't it? Absolutely mad. FFP is not at present an issue. No, you're damn right. So far, so good. So good. By the way, guys, are we enjoying the new streaming? You know, like for the games, coming in for a little transfer chat here and there as well. Me personally, I love it. It's a great way to get you guys involved. News on a new second goalkeeper, not yet. I think Chelsea are just trying to confirm and finalise these midfielders for right now. And then we're going to be going in for a number 2. The question is, like, at what point is buying a number 2 when you spent 25 million on a number 1? What's too expensive? That's the question. Air back. I just hope that we aren't overspending again. Thank you for the donation. I don't think we're overspending. I think when you think about the prices right now, Declan Rice is 100 million. Enzo is 100 million. Caicedo, I'm sorry, as much as people may think, well, he's only played 40 games in the top flight in English football. That's what you pay right now for a player who you clearly know has that ability to transform a team. 100 million is earned back in 1 year if Chelsea are good enough and get into the Champions League this season. That 100 million pays itself off. It doesn't technically, because there is a lot more depth to do with finances than that. But like signing Caicedo, even to make Liverpool not have him, in a way, that's like a minute positive, really, when we really break it down. But like to bring in a player who just gives Chelsea so much proper quality in front of the defence is, you can't really put a price on that at this point. Thank you, James Corky, for the $5 donation again. Does Poch stick to a 3-back against West Ham, or will he go 4-2-3-1 with Mudryk? I think Mudryk comes in against West Ham. I was quite surprised to see him off the field in the game against Liverpool, but I think Chelsea can go to West Ham and batter them, to be honest. West Ham were pretty good against Bournemouth, to be fair. I was quite surprised. I thought they'd get beat there. But West Ham weren't bad. But I just think right now, like, the buzz at Chelsea is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. And we need to capitalise. I think we should get our pacey players on there. Players that are basically just waiting to explode on the scene. Mudryk is a confidence player. Pochettino will know this. If Mudryk gets his first goal, I think they start to flood in. Especially down that left side right now with the way that Ben Chilwell is just playing out of his skin. I say 4-2-3-1. The question is, who isn't playing in centre-back? Is it, I think Colwell's definitely left side. Is it Disasi or is it Silva? What a debate that is. I'm actually going to ask you guys right now in a poll. Back for on Sunday. Who plays RCB? Silva, Disasi. I want to know right now what you guys think about this one. Axel Disasi obviously scored on his debut, put in a really good performance. Thiago Silva is Thiago Silva. That is the first poll of this GBFC stream. I want to see how this one goes. If we're in a back 4 on Sunday, based on the premise that Colwell probably keeps his place at left centre-back because he was great, who do you guys have? I actually thought it would be closer than this, to be fair. In my head, between Silva and Disasi, it is a little bit closer than 73-28. 27, if I can do my maths. Wow, okay, so Liverpool are now going in for Carlos Baleba, who is the player who Brighton believe is the replacement for Caicedo. That one just came to my head there. If it went over your head, probably it was good that it did. It was a dreadful piece of wordplay, but it is what it is. 2,500 people on this stream on a Tuesday lunchtime. Aren't you guys a bunch of flipping legends? 4-3-3. But then who doesn't play in a 4-3-3? Okay, I don't want to talk too much formations because you guys are going to witness a banger of a GBFC video straight after this stream is over, and we're going over Chelsea's team with Lavia and Caicedo in it. It's a great video. I'll put it live as soon as this stream ends. Stu Buck, thank you for the £10 donation, mate. That's massive. So it's off to Anfield, we will go. They've rebuilt the squad, don't you know? We got there and felt cursed. Chelsea have bought them all, but they do, don't they? Right. I think I just completely butchered what you meant me to read that out as, but fair enough. Thank you again. Thank you, Enzino, for the donation. How are we going to play with Caicedo, Enzo and Lavia? And what will happen to Santos and Leslie? Another donation from Destiny. Thank you. I think play Silva, then bring Disassi. Let's see. Let's see what you guys think on the poll. It's looking pretty convincing right now that Thiago Silva is the winner of this one. Let me see if it is possible. I'm going to try and do a little window capture here so that you guys can have your so that I can show the chat on the stream. That could be quite nice, couldn't it? Add window capture chat. I don't know if I can do it. I'm not sure how to crop it, weirdly. Next time, I'll make sure we have a chat window that you guys can see your messages on the screen. Mainly for the donation people, really, to have it on there, so we've got a record of it. Chelsea are on fire. We are more than on fire, mate, to be honest. We're a different breed this summer. I thought last summer was mental. Imagine if we sat here in a year's time and we're still upset that it's just not gone very well. There's something like fundamentally wrong and cursed, if that's the case. Also, guys, like we got to talk about the possession that Chelsea had against Liverpool. It was absolutely mad. Like we dominated the ball a ridiculous amount. And also, imagine Maurizio Pochettino hasn't done anything really on the pitch in a proper game yet for Chelsea. And yet he gets applauded to a standing ovation at Stamford Bridge when he first walks out at the club. Like, that just shows that I think Chelsea is a fan base. We're at a point where we've just become desperate to see effort. We've been desperate to see mentality and energy shifts more than maybe even results immediately. Thank you, Arsenal Fever. Mike Ox from Sociedad. Liverpool should go for. Liverpool need to go for someone, mate. Thank you very much for that. 2 more donations. 3 more donations to get to. Jaden Kotoko. I think Gallagher can play Cam. Or both CDM. Yeah, I agree. I think Conor Gallagher has shown to me that he can do a lot of different things in this Chelsea team. I really don't want us to sell him. I just think we will because of the money. James Corky again. Rory said we are now title contenders. Do I agree? I absolutely agree with Rory. Rory, if I can say his name correctly. I think the way that Chelsea have looked like we can play already is insane. The signings that we're bringing in are incredible. There's no reason why we don't push now. Domestic treble incoming. If Chelsea win a domestic treble this year, I was thinking of something there off the bat, but I don't think I can dedicate a tattoo somewhere for a $2 donation. I don't think, but thank you very much. Abe Dabus, thank you for the $5 donation. Defence is secured. Midfield is secured. Forward is not perfect, but good enough to challenge. Just need a world-class keeper and the title is secured. If only football was that easy. Nothing is secured. Man City are so good that it would take something monstrous from Chelsea. And I think whoever wins the league, right? I think Arsenal are better prepared still right now. Maybe we are on par with Arsenal, you know. I think there's nothing that will change my mind about City being the favourites unless City just aren't interested. And I think Pep Guardiola won't allow them to just be not interested. If there is a dip from City, then I think Chelsea are one of the best placed teams to overcome and take advantage of that dip. I think Arsenal will level with us. Why do we loan out Kepa? I think it's smart, you know. Chelsea are putting him in the shop window for next summer when he's got 1 year left on his deal. Get the sale, get the 190 grand off the books. We don't have to pay him his wages now. So I think Kepa's loan is not as bad as people thought. Initially as well, I was like, God, like, why are we loaning out currently our #1 goalie with no option to buy? Ben Chilwell on Instagram he's taking the piss out of Moises Caicedo because he can't handle the ice bath. I don't know about you lot, but I just love Caicedo already, man. I just do. Thank you, Guy Vorg, for the £10 donation. I don't want to be negative at all because I'm absolutely buzzing about how the window has gone for us, but do you think we might have a second season of too many players to manage at once? Now we've actually got a manager who knows how to manage, right? When you've got hundreds, it's a massive exaggeration, so many players coming in all at once, there needs to be a manager who knows how to be brutal, right? I think Graham Potter was so worried that because the atmosphere around the club was bad, because players' attitudes were poor, I think he just tried to make everybody happy, which is, in a cutthroat business at this level, you can't afford to do that. Mauricio Pochettino has famously been a man who will shun anybody out of the reckoning to be in the team if they're not pulling their weight and understand their position at the club. Pochettino's quote about being paid to train as opposed to paid to play, I think is actually a massive, massive mentality nuance that puts Chelsea in a really good position. Because it just shows that maybe even Lampard to an extent, Lampard, definitely Potter, were managers who were just trying to keep calm in a bad situation, which made it worse because then even those who were interested, they're kind of just surrounded by non-interested players. So, yeah. Man, imagine, right, a day in a Chelsea, a day in a life of Chelsea Football Club. Let's just say today was that day. Alex Goldberg has just put this on his Twitter, and I absolutely love this. He says, I'm a very greedy man because I'm already ready for an official Washington announcement from Chelsea, and also a here we go on Lavia. Oh, and then something on Olise. Oh, and then Lukaku and Ziyech outgoing confirmations. Oh, and other stuff too. It's just mental. It's absolutely mental. I said at the beginning of the stream, like, the transfer window is only on for another 2 weeks. I don't think it's going to be sustainable to be uploading 3, 4, 5 times a day on GBFC when it's done because there won't be that much to talk about. But that's when we make some better videos, better quality in terms of like production and stuff. But for now, like, the news is only relevant for a couple of hours. So we may as well do it. People are asking me to make a fantasy league. I'm going to do that right now, and I'm just going to drop the code in the chat, and we can make a GBFC fantasy league. I know it's late. I wasn't going to do it, but screw it. We're doing everything else, so like, we might as well flip in fantasy it, shouldn't we? I'm making a league right now. I'm going to keep talking to you guys. Create a new league and a cup. Choose a league type to create. Classic scoring league. Okay, classic scoring league. We're going to call it the GBFC Invitational. No one should have taken that game. Scoring starts in week 1. Create. All right, I've got a league. I've got a league. Share league code by email. This was so easy. I'm going to pin this now. GBFC FPL League. If you want to join, I want to see how many of you actually join. Like, this could be fun. And if you're watching the stream after it's finished, I will leave a link in the description. And I will also leave a link in the description now because I just completely forgot I can do that. And I know I can now. GBFC FPL League. Bang. Just like that, we've got a league. Whoever that was, thank you. Thank you, Abe, for the donation. Man City could face subconscious complacency after the treble. I mean, it's so true. And even if that's the case, like, I don't really know how you can be surprised or mad at them for it. Like, if you win a treble as a player in one of Europe's top leagues, you've officially done the best thing that any club has ever done. You know, the quadruple, we're still waiting. In English football, we're still waiting for that quadruple. How to join the league? There's a pinned comment. Or it's in the description. It should just send you straight there. I'm already in the league. Oh, I'm nearly in the top million. So close to the top million. There's loads of you joining. Oh my word. I don't know how many that is, but like there's tons of you joining the league. So yeah, if you don't know how to do it, like you should be able to find out because everyone else has done it. Thank you, Loris, for the donation. We're here for it. We're absolutely here for it. I wasn't even going to do a league, but screw it. We got one. I think Man City could do the treble again. If they can, if the complacency thing doesn't come in, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, they're just so good, man. Thank you, Arsenal Fever. Dropping loads of donations. Are you an Arsenal fan as well? Amazing. Any thoughts on... Bro, I'm not going to do it. Because people would just post it in out of context. What's the code? Bro, it's there. Just click the link. It's a pinned comment. Just click the link. Oh, dear. Winner gets Chelsea shirt. I don't know. I'll think about something. I can definitely give stuff away. Like, that's why my partnerships on GBFC are with Chelsea's sponsors. It's all a little, you know, it's not just random brands. It's Chelsea's partners. All right. Still waiting. Where's the here we go? Ideally, I want to be live when the here we go happens. That's what we want. Fivers in. I mean, if everyone was doing a fiver to enter, then someone would be incredibly rich by the end of it. Who's going to be the shirt sponsor? Do you know what? Like, maybe it's not going to be Infinite Athlete. I thought maybe it would be done by now. Thank you, Matt Marshall, for the $2 donation. Need to own that Dusan deal. It's the final piece. Dusan Vlahovic, that's gone really quiet. And do you know what? I wouldn't be surprised, right, if Lukaku ended up at Spurs. I really wouldn't be surprised. Richarlison just isn't it. He's just not it. I love this. The Chelsea players getting on as well. Like, literally, Caicedo's first day is today. Yesterday was all media duties, and already you've got Chile, the vice-captain at the Chelsea Football Club. Don't know how people can dislike Chilwell. I really don't. Kudus makes sense. Kudus makes a lot of sense because the output that this guy delivers is actually massive. All right, I'm going to end the poll. Nearly 2,000 votes. Most of you want Thiago Silva. Thank you for the 2 donations. Arsenal Fever again, asking me to do some collabs. Collabs are coming. There's maybe even a brand new channel launching today. I told you, we're not messing about, guys. This new studio is the one for me. Thank you, Loris, for the donation. What do we think of Kudus and Olise? Any news? At the moment, no updates. I think the latest we heard yesterday was that Chelsea have agreed personal terms with Olise. Kudus has kind of gone quiet. Obviously, he was going to go to Brighton, and then Brighton didn't offer Kudus a release clause, which, again, this is karma for Brighton because the way that they almost priced Caicedo out of a move, in the end, everybody got what they wanted. Brighton got their money, Caicedo got the move to Chelsea. But, yeah, I think they're going to miss out on players if they don't want to give release clauses. James Corky, thank you, mate. Goated Chelsea fan platform. I do rate that from you. There's a lot of good ones. Chelsea are actually quite blessed, to be fair. Like, when it comes to quality creators, there's a lot that I consider to be good. And I mean, I also do count myself in that bracket because otherwise I wouldn't make videos. If I thought my videos were bad, I wouldn't post them. So, you know what I mean? Maybe Ian Matson is being sold because he wasn't used as a left-back. Gallagher stays. Sterling should move on. I feel like no matter what Sterling does, I think he's kind of just pissed off enough people now. I think it's the fact that Sterling is on such bigger wages than anybody else. Like, I don't know. If I was a player at Chelsea, right, and I don't think it's going to make people upset, but like Sterling has more pressure on him this season than any other Chelsea player, in my opinion. Like by a long way, Raheem Sterling has to perform significantly more than any other player in this Chelsea team. What is happening with Lewis Hall? Lewis Hall, I think, has signed a new deal, and he's on loan at Crystal Palace, which is a very exciting move for him. As if Kalidou Koulibaly is the 10th highest paid footballer in the world. That's mental. After what we saw last season, he should be in the bottom 10. Actually, no, that's very unfair. He shouldn't be in the bottom 10, but he definitely doesn't deserve to be in the top 10 highest paid footballers in the world. Moscow Calling, you're back. Thank you for the donation. What's my opinion on Misha's number 10? I think it's good. I think it's one of those numbers that can be a very empowering shirt number. And like I always say, Mudryk is a player who thrives on confidence. Give him a number 10, give him a couple of goals. And he's going to cook. I wish I bought 2 Coke Zeros. I know it's not good for you, even though they're zero sugar. But they're just so good for a live stream. So refreshing. Todd Smith doesn't love the way that it looks on the shirt with Infinite Athlete. To be honest, I actually do quite like it. I think it looks good. Do I think Chelsea is spending crazily right now? No, I don't. I honestly don't. Look at how many sales we've made. Like, yes, it's crazy. We're spending more money than anybody else. We are outbidding the biggest clubs in the world for players. But let's be real. We've not broken any rules. We're not in trouble. So what? Like, I think people that want to call Chelsea out for FFP, blah, 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 are just jealous that their owners of their club aren't as ambitious as we are. It's only stupid if we end up with a massive point deduction and get relegated from the Premier League for spending too much money. Until that day, we're not stupid. People are just flipping jealous. There are a lot of top clubs in this league that could only dream of having their owners who may be just as rich as Todd Boehly and Clear Lake Capital and all these guys, but just will never spend that much money because there isn't that level of ambition to make the club at the very top. Football is a business, and the more money is in it, the more it becomes a business-oriented project for people, for owners, for clubs. But at the same time, like, when you're in Chelsea's position when you finish 12th, Roman Abramovich did spend a lot of money, and he got us a lot of trophies as a result of it. The big contracts definitely helped, yes. Ollie Mitchell, thank you for the £2 donation. Take a look at Santiago Jimenez as backup striker from PSV. Let me go and have a look. Blimey. Apologies for the sneeze, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go on Transfer Market. How much would this guy be worth? Roman Abramovich has donated to the stream, guys. Wow. Roman Abramovich is watching, and he's donated me $5. Thank you, Roman. Kudus or Olise? If it was just one, who would you choose? If I'm honest, I'd choose... Oh, this is tough. I'd choose Kudus, actually. If I had to pick one of those, I would pick Kudus, but we're talking like a minute difference here. Oh, Santiago Jimenez plays for Feyenoord, according to... It was Santiago Jimenez that you said. He's not a PSV, mate. Thank you, Destiny, for the donation. What's a realistic position for Chelsea to finish? At the moment, I'd say third. Like, I thought it would be fourth in my Premier League predictions, and I would like to make it higher, but right now I'm just still a little bit... I still think Arsenal and City are going to do a bit better. Liverpool, after seeing what's happened with everything regarding the DM position, Chelsea basically taking their 2 top targets, I wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool fall away a bit now. I don't think they're going to be good enough. There's no way defensively they can be protected enough. And they're kind of just wasting other talented players going forward. And then Manchester United, blimey were they bad last night. Like, Erik ten Hag should be worried. And to not give a penalty for that in the last minute there from Onana, that foul. Like, I'm sorry. I said it on Twitter and I genuinely believe this. And I think maybe even Chelsea at times this season might get away with things too. I'm not just saying it's Man United, but it's not a surprise that it was Man United, put it that way. I think the Premier League is seriously worried about the dominance of Manchester City. So I would not be surprised if some mad decisions just so happen to benefit the big teams this season. I would not be surprised to keep things close. I know it's a conspiracy theory. I know people might not want to hear it, but like, it's my opinion. We will always miss you, Roman Abramovich. Well, don't worry, we don't need to miss him. He's chilling out in the GBFC stream now with you lot. Who's fat shaming people? All right, I'm going to look on TweetDeck. Things are awfully quiet around here. "15 days left of the window." I think it's more than that. 16. You open my water. Coconut water. It's not coconut water, it's actually just normal water. Oh my God, why is this so full? Sorry about that. I know that was right next to the microphones. You just heard me slurp some water. You get everything here on GBFC, everything. X-Deck, yeah, I know. I'm going to call it TweetDeck forever. Like, do you know what? I don't even mind the name X. I know that most people get annoyed when things are new and stuff, but like, I actually quite like it. But like, what are we doing? Are we Xing now instead of tweeting? Can you please confirm the Romeo Lavia to Chelsea? I can't confirm it. As the title of this stream says, the here we go for Lavia, we're all led to believe is imminent. The word imminent means it's coming anytime soon. And I do think that's the case. I think Chelsea are going to confirm the signing of Lavia today. Don't think there should be too many problems with negotiating with Southampton. We've done a lot of business with them in the past. We're pretty sweet with them. Santiago Jimenez, place of birth, Buenos Aires. Citizenship, Mexico. 2 more donations. Why do I live in Bali, not the UK? Look at the cost of living in the UK. Look at the cost of living in Bali. Look at the weather in Bali. And then you got your answer. Roman Abramovich has donated again. Man, he's just giving me all that oil money right now. Roman Abramovich, Roman Abramovich. What and where and what is going on with Roman now? You've just blown your cover, mate. We all thought you were actually the man himself. You've blown it. You ruined it. Now you proved that you're a fake. Stop vaping, Tate wouldn't be happy. Am I in Canggu? Yes, I am. I am in Canggu indeed. All right, so I'm looking at this Santiago Jimenez guy. He's 22 years old. Current market value, 25 million. He's played 18 games for Mexico already and scored 4 goals. That's not bad. Caicedo's agency said he's wearing the 25. I spoke about that earlier. When is Man City just bid 80 million for Lucas Paquetá? I mean, he's a good player. He's a very good player. He won't take number 25. I'm not sure, like, until we see him holding up that shirt, I'm still not sure. You're impressed with my analysis. Thank you very much, sir. Did I watch Caicedo first interview on Chelsea YouTube? Not yet. I haven't watched it yet. I will, but I'm streaming with you lot right now, mate. And I'm going to keep on streaming for a bit longer. Well, maybe a lot longer, I don't know. Let's see. Damn, there's bare views on that interview already. 3-minute interview. I want to watch it properly. I swear Sky Sports are just like born late to transfer stories and delivery of content. It's mad. Lavia's probably taking 45. Isn't it always raining in Bali? No, there's a wet and a dry season. Right now it's a dry season. It rained a little bit last night when I was on the way back from filming the Lavia video, actually, which is quite funny. Like I got in and out of my house in like 45 minutes to make the video and stuff. And then as soon as I got in, it just started pouring with rain. Coming to the UK anytime soon? Yes, at the end of August, I will be in the UK for a couple of weeks. Quite excited about it, actually. Get to see my little niece for the first time. And hopefully get to a Chelsea game or two. I want an away day. Have to have an away day in there. But first of all, we need to wait for the transfer window to close because I'm not going anywhere. You guys need your updates multiple times a day. And thou shalt deliver. If that's the correct Shakespearean English. All right, Fabrizio, we're waiting, mate. We're patiently waiting for a here we go. The Chelsea is done. Here we go. I love how Chelsea fans get frustrated if it's been like a whole, like in 1 day's period, we haven't signed a player yet. We all get frustrated that we still haven't signed someone. Liverpool could only dream. Enzo Fernandez was offered to Liverpool for £15 million. Moved to Chelsea. Caicedo deal to Liverpool fell through. Moved to Chelsea. Romeo Lavia rejects Liverpool. Move to Chelsea. Insane. Chelsea have finessed Liverpool in this transfer window. Thank you, my mate Max. Name your 3 most dislikable Liverpool players. It's actually a really tough question, you know. Don't really dislike any of Liverpool's players, to be fair. I actually don't know. George Benson Forex channel. I'm not that clued up on it yet. I'm still learning how to trade, but a Forex channel, probably not for me. I do like trading on the side, though. If you want to find out more, link in the description. Thank you, Christopher, for the question. Matt Marshall, Silva's the real captain. Reece is not John effing Terry. I mean, no one's ever going to be John Terry. Andrew with a $20 donation. What a top G thing to do. Thank you very much. Who is your dream signing to fill in / replace Nkunku? Thank you, Andrew, for your $20. I would say Olise or Kudus. I'm happy with the players that Chelsea are being linked with. I really am. I think we've got to also not look too high on the market in terms of players who would come in with a bit too big of an ego, wouldn't fit into the new ethos surrounding the club that Pochettino is trying to work with. Christopher Nkunku is the best player that we could have signed in that number 10, in my opinion. For the rest of the personnel that we bought, Manchester City have just signed a 2009 born midfielder, Tyrese Nubisi. He's 14. This is mad. Ian Matson being sold. Is this actually going to happen? I think this would be a huge mistake, guys. If Ian Matson is sold, I think it's a massive, massive mistake from Chelsea. I think Matson will go on to be such a good player. Whether that is left back or in any other position, I think Matson is a baller. An absolute baller. Gambling on potential, the new football meta. Sure, there'll be a buyback. But the thing is, like, with some players, like this whole buyback clause thing, I think there's no better manager than Pochettino to find a way to get Matson in the team, especially now that we have seen... Wow, Kepa, this is big. Big update from the Kepa situation. Kepa on his future. I hope that with my performances, Real Madrid will decide to keep me after the loan. Well, yeah, all right then, mate. Yeah, first of all, we got to see some good performances then, haven't we? He's basically just said there he's done at Chelsea. He don't want to play for Chelsea anymore. I'm going to upload this one and put it on the screen so that we can talk about it. I mean, it's not that bad. Like, I'm not that bothered about it, to be honest. Like, I hope he does well at flipping Real Madrid as well and they keep him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not that fussed about Kepa. Never have been, probably never will be. I don't dislike him. I like him. That's the thing. I like him. But that's about as far as it goes. I'll whack this up on the screen for you lot now. Where'd it go? Huh. There we go. Kepa on his future. I hope that my performances Real Madrid will decide to keep me. Mad thing, you know. Mad. Kepa has just moved to the biggest club in the world. Like, to be honest, he's got so lucky. No way. What? Sky Sports Premier League, the officials for last night's game between Manchester United and Wolves have been dropped for next weekend. That is insane. I mean, like, I've never seen a penalty that was more of a penalty not be given as a penalty. I think that is the worst VAR call I've ever seen for the penalty for Wolves in the last minute. Like, they at least deserved a draw from that game. They should have won. They dominated Man United, really. They played really well. I thought Wolves were going to go down. I still do. And it's going to be decisions like that when they do have a good game that's going to let them down. Quite simply. Should we just get a picture of Caicedo up on the screen so we don't have to look at flipping Kepa flirting with Real Madrid keeping him? Should we do that? Let me find a picture of Moises Caicedo. Chelsea FC. Let's go on their Instagram. Let's just steal an Instagram pic from Chelsea that they posted of Caicedo. Who do I think starts, Caicedo or Lavia? I mean, I'm pretty sure Caicedo starts, but Lavia could also start, to be fair. Thank you, Big Rams. If you click on the comment, it will highlight on the screen. I don't know if that's true. I'm not sure if that's true. I think I have to set that up myself, and I don't know how to do it, so I'll have to do that. Next time for the Super Chats, they'll all be on the screen, don't you worry. But thank you for the donation, my man. Wow. So, Chelsea have spent $1 billion. 3 transfer windows, Chelsea have spent $1 billion. $1 billion. $1 billion. Mental. I've even changed the live stream title to that. That is just mad, isn't it? Right. I said I was getting a picture of Caicedo up on the screen. So that is exactly what we're going to do. Just because we should get excited that he is a Chelsea player. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you the British record transfer fee signing, who goes by the name of Moises, and he plays for Chelsea Football Club. There is our new man, Moises Caicedo, looking fabulous in the new Chelsea shirt, with no sponsor, may I add. Still, I'm all for it. I'm absolutely all for it. So Chelsea have now spent $1 billion. My friend Harry has just dropped me a picture on WhatsApp from BR Football. Summer 2022, we got Fofana, Cucurella, Sterling, Koulibaly, Chukwuemeka, Aubameyang. In fact, you know what? I'm just going to thank you, Matt, for the donation, $5. West Ham Chelsea prediction. I think Chelsea win 3-1. I think we beat West Ham. Thank you for that. Matt Marshall. Is anyone okay with Sanchez getting 97% of goal minutes? I mean, like, let him have a chance to prove himself, I say. So far. I'm gonna put this up on the screen so that you guys can also see it, because this is actually mad. I'm gonna crop it a little bit too. How do I edit this? No. How do I crop? Wait. I know what to do. Save. This is actually insane what I'm about to show you guys. Like when you see it in like a picture form, it just makes it even more nuts what Chelsea have done. Let me airdrop it to myself. Chelsea have also made $500 million in sales. I have to like pause and think about that number. That's how big it is. I'm going to put it up on the screen for you guys now so that we can see. And I guess then we can go through all of these players because it's actually mental. Change the image quickly. Say goodbye to Caicedo for a second because we got something else to look at here. I'm going to cover up the GBFC sign for now. I'm going to come over here. That is mad. Summer of 2022. Wesley Fofana for 88 million. Cucurella for 71.5. Sterling, Koulibaly, Carney Chukwuemeka, Aubameyang, Slanina, Zakaria. I mean, when you look at that list, Wesley Fofana is bloody injured 24/7. Cucurella has been awful. Sterling has been very average. Koulibaly is already gone. Chukwuemeka has been good. Looks best value. Aubameyang's gone. Slanino is already loaned out. Zakaria was nothing. January, Enzo, brilliant. Mudryk, waiting. Badiashile, excellent. Madueke, very good. Gusto, very good, I think. Santos, excellent. Fofana, loaned out. Felix, gone. And so far this summer, when you look at that, Caicedo, that's the main. Nkunku, massive. Disasi, real good. Jackson, phenomenal. Ugachukwu, good future. Think he's a good player. Robert Sanchez and Angelo Gabriel. Like, Chelsea owners have done bits, guys. Absolute bits. Thank you, Aaron, for the donation. Are you worried if some of these signings don't pan out, then it'll inhibit ability to spend on the future rebuilds? Yes, of course. There is an element of that here. But I also think there's definitely a big plan behind what Chelsea are doing. I don't think it is just blindly throwing loads of money at random players. I think Chelsea are actually spending really wisely. Our business has definitely improved. Yeah, I think as you look through these windows, last summer, was a massive mess, really, when you think about it. Like, Cucurella's still there, Sterling is still there, Chukwuemeka and Slanina. Half of those players, well, Fofana's there as well. But, like, only... I'm going to go as far as to say none of those players have made a real big impact at Chelsea so far. Nathan, welcome to the chat, mate. If I'm being really brutal about it, January... It's getting a lot better. Badiashile, I thought, was excellent. Mudryk, I think, will be great. Enzo is fantastic. And I think Santos and Gusto and Madueke, all good signings. I think we've improved a lot. And I think as what you don't see on this picture that you can see right here is Pochettino. During this graphic that you see with all of these players, you've had Thomas Tuchel, who was never going to be the guy for these owners. You've had Graham Potter, that was just the biggest joke and most expensive fraud flop signing of them all. And then you've got Lampard kind of just like chilling out at the end of the season with what he had. Now you've got a proper manager with a proper philosophy, a proper plan, loves to work with players that he can develop. Like, you've got now you've got a squad now and a manager to suit it. It's not just a random botched together production anymore. And I think that's what Chelsea have really needed. I'm just going to remove a few things from my downloads tab. All right, 2 donations come in. Ryan, thank you. Thoughts on Vlahovic swap? I say we do it. Maybe. I mean, I think Dusan Vlahovic, people are very short-termist at the moment regarding him. Yes, Nathan Burnham, GBFC member, legend. Thank you, Jack Hart. Also, what formation do I see us playing once Lavia comes? You know what? I really think now that Christopher Nkunku is out until January, I really see Chelsea trying to fall 3-3. With the way that we move and the intensity of the way we play under Poch, I think we can definitely pull it off. That list is missing Caicedo. You're right. You're absolutely right. Where is Caicedo on that list? Good spot from you. The Adventures of Mark. Clearly a very adventurous individual. Any other strikers you could see Chelsea looking at? I mean, to be quite honest, I don't think this is going to happen, by the way. I wouldn't be surprised if the way that we're moving right now, Chelsea don't just randomly throw 100 million quid at Osimhen and see if Napoli accept it. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But, oh, imagine. Imagine a window where we bring in Osimhen. Saudi Arabian club spend 50 million on Lukaku and Sterling. Imagine if Chelsea sold Sterling and Lukaku for 100 million and then just spent all of that money on Osimhen. I would literally go bonkers. What's the minimum I take for Lukaku? To be honest, right, if it gets towards the last week of the transfer window, I'd take 20 million for him. Like, I'd take anything for him. I hate the guy. Like, okay, I don't hate the guy, I hate the player. But I guess I actually do hate the guy because it's his attitude that I don't like. I don't really like the way he plays either. But it's his attitude that just stinks. Kendry Pyers as well is another player missing from that list. Good spot, Eric. Just get him off the books. No, I totally agree with you, Liam Beach. Get him off the books. George, you're such a posh boy. You seem more of a cricket fan. Blimey, don't we love a generalisation in here, mate? I used to love cricket, to be fair, when I was younger. Just kind of found it boring in the end, if I'm honest. Lukaku's worse than COVID. Tojo, thank you for the donation. Thoughts on Livakovic as a keeper for Chelsea? Good option. I don't think he cost that much money, and I think as a number 2, it would actually be pretty good. Yeah, I think Livakovic is actually a good option. Amazing for Croatia. David Washington. David Washington isn't fully signed yet, though, I don't think. Amari Hutchinson missing as well. To be fair, you guys are on it here. I thought this was actually a really good graphic to show all of Chelsea signings. I'm removing it. I'm putting Caicedo back up again because BR Football have clearly just got lazy with that one and not put as much as they should have done on there. Here we go. Look at that. We don't need it to be so big. We can see the GBFC branding. We know he's here now. We don't have to wait around for Moises Caicedo anymore. He's a Chelsea player, and I'm flipping buzzing with that. Ah, we got Hutchinson on a free. Either way, I'm still going to shove BR Football under the bus and remove it from the stream. Some people have been brutal on social media towards these comments regarding Kepa. Guys, is it me or has it been eerily quiet about Romeo Lavia? It's very quiet. I don't think there's even going to be a sting in the tail for this deal. I think Chelsea get Lavia through the door today. I'm sure. I got some genuine confidence, I do. Eve Antoni in January. Yeah, I can see it. I'd like it. I really would. Remember Caicedo, the here we go came out of nowhere. It did. It did. You are right. You heard that Lavia's medical's been done. Where did you hear that Lavia's medical has been done? Your sources? Are they in your cupboard or your fridge? Because I don't think that's the case. Will there be a watch-along for the West Ham match? You bet there will be. Absolutely there's going to be a watch-along for the West Ham match, for sure. Eunice said it was done. When did Eunice say it was done? Eunice has just posted a video, I guess. I'm about to call this guy in a minute, you know? I actually am. Yeah, Eunice has just posted a video. Lavia having Chelsea medical. Yeah, I think it's very close to being finished, this Lavia deal. I think it's going to be announced today. Why is Matson up for sale? The thing is, man, I think Chelsea just know something about the fact that Mark Cucurella probably won't be sold for a fee that Chelsea will be happy to sell him for. And I think as a result of that, when we're looking to raise some funds, we've got a lot of players in that position. And I think what Chelsea can charge for Matson is probably a pretty good number, really. I mean, I still think it's whoever signs Ian Matson is definitely getting a player who is significantly better. Do the Peter Griffin voice.
Hey there, it's Peter Griffin. Oh my God, I'm Peter Griffin.
There you go. Call Eunice. I'm going to be calling him when I finish this stream anyway, because, I mean, I don't want to say it now, but like we basically just got to be on the phone to do some work together today. Simple as that, really. a loan for Cucurella to get him off the books is enough. I mean, if a club's going to pay his wages... I forgot. Most of you probably have no idea that my YouTube career goes a lot further than GBFC. The Herder of Buffalo comeback.
Oh, sweet Jesus, it must be my birthday.
I've still got it. I've still got it. Speaking of the devil, Big Eunice. I said to her, I'm going to be streaming for a bit longer. Man of many talents. Well, that's what they say. You know, I do try. Matson is up for sale. Where has this news about Matson being up for sale come from? I'm going to look now. Because I seem to have missed this. I did actually take the afternoon away from the office today. So maybe I did miss something. And that's why during the transfer window, you just got to be on job, you know. Ryan Q is a new member of GBFC. Welcome to the channel. Thank you very much for joining. Okay, so I'm going to put this up on the screen because this is from Simon Phillips through Nizar Kinsella 2 hours ago today. I'm going to put this up on the screen so that you guys can see this and we can discuss some of these players here because there's a lot of players on this list and Chelsea would raise even more funds as a result of getting these sales done. And I mean, I'm not worried at the moment about FFP, but I do think there is a world where Chelsea still have big targets they want to try and sign. And selling some of these guys that you guys can see here in Simon Phillips' tweet could be a really good way to raise those funds. Chelsea will step up plans to sell Conor Gallagher, Trevor Chalobah, Ian Matson, Callum Hudson-Odoi and Hakim Ziyech. That's where it came from. Carney Chukwuemeka or new 26 million signing Leslie Ugo Chukwu could be loaned out. When I look at this here, Gallagher, we kind of known for a while, he's probably going to be sold if a good bid comes in. I think his stock went up quite a lot for the game against Liverpool at the weekend. I think he played really, really well, showed that he can be a very versatile midfielder for any potential suitors. Chalobah, I really like Trev. I think he's one of those players that will always be unfortunately mistreated in some kind of way because of the way that Chelsea spend money. And again, because he's a homegrown player from the academy, pure profit on the books. That's the phrase that we talk about. Is something that I think Chelsea are definitely probably going to be looking at. Not definitely, probably. That's two conflicting words. Ian Matson is the one here on this list that I just don't really get now. So we're going to finish by talking about him. Hudson-Odoi, he's just nowhere near the player that he once was. Fulham are trying to sign him for less than 10 million. We could have got 70 million from Bayern Munich. You move on. Hakim Ziyech, again, just never really worked at Chelsea. He's a European champion with the club. Scored a couple of great goals. Brilliant goal against Spurs. But, like, he don't want to be here. He's not part of the plans. Carney Chukwuemeka or Ugo Chukwu on loan. Well, when you think about the profile of these two players, Leslie is a more defence-minded midfielder. We have just signed Caicedo and we're about to sign Lavia. So it probably makes sense to loan him and keep Carnes, who can play in more advanced areas. Thank you, Matt Marshall, for the donation. Thank you, D. Winchester, for the donation. I like to keep Ian, if possible, sell Cucurella. That's the thing, right? I think Chelsea, realistically, and Pochettino, it's more Pochettino. I think Pochettino would probably want to sell Cucurella more so than Matson. But, like, we can't get anywhere close to the same fee we spent on him back because he had such a bad season. George, you heard what Kepa's been saying? Yeah, mate, I've heard what Kepa's been saying. Not a big fan, but, like, I'm not also a massive fan of him either. So, like, when I hear it, I'm like, well, I think he's... Yeah, I hope he does well. Like, Kepa's just one of those people that's just like, yeah, all right, whatever. Say what you like, do what you like. You're at Real Madrid now, enjoy it, massive club. You know, well done, you're the biggest club in the world, and I don't know how you've got there. He's finessed the system, but okay. Cucurella loves Chelsea. That's the thing. See, this is also a thing. Cucurella just seems like a really likable guy. Like, and again, we can't keep players just because they're really nice. Like, there will be a time where the vibes of Marcus Bettinelli at the club will have to go. As much as we'd love to keep him here forever. But, like, Cucurella does seem to be a really popular figure in the dressing room. It's tough. It's a tough one. I just think Ian Matson is going to be such a brilliant footballer. So the idea of Chelsea selling him, I'm not really that fond of it, to be honest. I'm really not. But yeah, Hudson-Odoi, Ziyech. The thing is, like, the real money is from Saudi Arabia. But these players still think that they can play at the top level. So why would they go to Saudi Arabia now when they want to be competing in Europe's top flight? I do get it. I do see it. But it does create a bit of an issue for Chelsea because if clubs aren't interested in buying Callum Hudson-Odoi, Ziyech, I think Hudson-Odoi would be a great signing for Fulham. Has Lewis Hall gone out on loan yet? I think so. Potter was also nice. Look where it got us. Thing is, Potter was nice in kind of like an embarrassing way. When it comes to players that everyone gets on with, like Cucurella is still a hard player. Like, he's not a nice player when he's on the pitch. Like, he goes in for tackles. He doesn't leave anything on the man. You know, like, Cucurella makes an effort, but sometimes it's just like so erratic and unthought through. Callum Hudson-Odoi just needs game time. Yeah, but like, he's not good enough to get game time at Chelsea, so he needs to go. You heard that Hall hasn't gone yet. Maybe not. Maybe Lewis Hall hasn't officially gone yet because we potentially might be loaning out Cucurella and selling Ian Matson. Thank you, Matt Marshall, for the donation. Minion/Costa, 40 million, but both advertised at like 75 mil. Yeah, top goalkeepers right now, you're paying a premium for them. Mike Minion and Diogo Costa from AC Milan and Porto, respectively. Chelsea were quoted stupid money to sign both of those two players. I've just realised we've not really been pushing the like ratings on this stream, and you guys have already taken it over 1,000. Thank you very much. The boys gave it everything. By the end of it, I was just so sick of hearing that. Like, when you think about it, this year, 2023, has been such a mental year for Chelsea on YouTube. Like, the positivity that we have now, and we've not even won a Premier League game yet, is insane when you think about it. But it's also like, it's been such a long time coming. Would the height of Matson concern me? Yes. You know, you'd love him to be 6 foot, super athletic in terms of height. He's got athleticism, but it's just like, meh. Where do I think Matson would go? I mean, he'd definitely get a great Premier League move, and I think wherever he goes, you put him in your fantasy team, that's for sure. Which, by the way, guys, if you want to join the GBFC Fantasy League, the link is in the description. It's also the pinned comment in the chat. I wasn't going to make a fantasy league this season, but you guys have persuaded me during this live stream to do so. I'm going to refresh it and see how many of you have actually joined, because I think it's a lot. Yeah, there's multiple pages of people that have joined. Wow. Let me see where I position in this league so far. I got 78 points last weekend. Got 9 from Onana, which I really shouldn't have done because he should not have been... should not have had a clean sheet. Wait, players to be added after the next points update. So I can't see it for now. I'm 2nd out of 3 in the Barley Geezers League. In my other league, I'm 9th out of 23, which isn't bad. And that's a buy-in league, so I'm hoping Kudus, here we go. Lol. It's not though, is it? Or is it? For someone else. It's not for Chelsea, that's for sure. Yeah. Ian Matson, I think majority of people do not want to see Ian Matson sold. Me too. Should we sign Schmeichel for a Kepa loan replacement? Do you know what? I would not mind having Kasper Schmeichel around. Like, on his day, he's an unbelievable goalkeeper. Makes some ridiculous saves. Goalkeepers, they get better with age. Goalkeepers are like fine wines, the good ones anyway. And I mean, he's 36 years old. He's pretty old. I've also played with his dad at Wembley, which is quite cool. Old Peter Schmeichel. Announced Hazard already. So apparently, like, Eden Hazard did play a part in Romeo Lavia choosing Chelsea. I'm not going to say joining Chelsea yet because he's still not officially arrived. But Eden Hazard was more answering questions about life in London, what it's like at Chelsea, as opposed to trying to sell him the project, which I actually thought was good reporting because we don't know exactly what was said. So there's a lot of ways that we can over-exaggerate the reporting of Hazard being at the bridge, the influence he could have on Lavia. But when you hear something like that, it kind of makes sense. I think Lavia was always persuaded by Chelsea, to be fair. The Joe Shields impact, we went for him last summer. We've talked about this, of course, on the videos on GBFC. I think it was, yeah, it's not a surprise that Chelsea ended up going in for him. I'm just going to quickly, whilst I'm talking to you guys, just quickly check up on this video that I'm posting once the stream is over. I want to see how I worded the starting. It's a good video, though, I think. I think you guys are going to be excited about this one. Oh, no, that's not what we want. Let's put the Bluetooth on my AirPods. The code is at the top of the chat. Thank you, Tojo, for the donation. Can Lukaku fit into the first team if not sold? No. I don't think there's any way Chelsea can even consider getting Romelu Lukaku. I don't think Chelsea can do this. Yeah, Kasper Schmeichel at 36, sorry. I think that's actually not a bad deal, you know. I think that's a pretty good signing. I missed your super chat, did I? I don't think I did. Sorry if I did, like, I've just scrolled up and I didn't see anything. Any more news on Olise? Not right now. Official confirmed, David Raya joins Arsenal from Brentford. I just had a thought. What would you guys say, right? Let's say. I've had a thought, I'm going to put it as a poll, and as I'm writing this down as a poll, in 12 months' time, if Ramsdale becomes number 2, what is... At Arsenal, you buy him. That is an interesting one because I really like Aaron Ramsdale. And I think if David Raya, which I do believe he could do, I think David Raya could quite easily become the number 1 at Arsenal because of the way he plays. Would you buy Aaron Ramsdale in a year? If Ramsdale doesn't want to be a clear number 2, I think he's a good goalie. A lot of people disagreeing. This should be a really close poll. Because I think Ramsdale, for whatever reason, is a very polarizing goalkeeper. Currently, 41% say yes, 59% say no. Whee! We could get Minion for next season. I mean, yeah. What is this poll? I mean, this poll is very close. You can only vote once, but it's a really close call, this. What is this poll? Okay, we've got someone being very, very thoughtful here. I'd like to see no more signings bar a goalkeeper. Thoughts on this? I think we have enough for top 4 this season, and with no Europe, I don't want players on long contracts being unhappy. The thing is, right, like you think we're signing everybody. We're actually not. If you look through the Chelsea squad, there is not actually as much depth as you think. There's really not. There's depth in the midfield areas now, yes. There are 2 players for each position in defence, which you kind of need anyway, so that's normal. And then going forward, there's really not the depth that people think. Like, you've actually got to look through the Chelsea squad to really understand right now that we've sold more than we've bought, even still right now for the first team. So I don't necessarily think we should be done. I think we have to go and buy some more attack-minded players, be that a right winger or a cam, or both, and a striker. This is a very good point. Let's gist. George, I love everything about you and your show, but I think you should develop your streaming like Sky Sports with a beautiful lower third to display scroll news. Yes, that's that. You know what? I'm going to write that down. Like, this is what the comments is all about. This is what me streaming is all about. It's about interacting with you lot, getting some feedback. I think that's a really good idea. I'm going to write that down, and I'm going to work on this week. I'm going to figure out how to do it properly. Scrolling news on live streams. Yeah, I can just write out the latest stories. I can try and get some tweets and stuff on there. I think that's a really nice idea. Thank you, whoever that was who said that. It's disappeared now, but caught my eyes. Is Ziyech still at our club? Yes, he is. Hakim Ziyech has not managed to find a move yet from Chelsea Football Club. It's an interesting one with Ziyech because I still think he's a good player. And like when you look at what he did for Morocco at the World Cup, it would make sense for him to find a move, but just can't seem to get one he likes. So he's happy to just get paid by Chelsea, of course. Enzinho, thank you for the donation. Will Poch let Enzo play as cam just behind Jackson as in Nkunku replacement? I'm telling you, you guys, from the comments I've seen today, you are going to love the video that drops on GBFC after this stream ends. I'm going to stream for like another half an hour or so, guys, unless there's more news that drops within that half an hour. Then we will stay live for even longer than that. Why stop? Why stop? But I bloody love doing these lives. It's just so chill. I can just sit here and have a little good old chattergan with you lot. David Raya has officially joined Arsenal. All right, guys, if you haven't yet answered on the poll, please go and drop an answer. In 12 months' time, if Ramsdale becomes number 2 at Arsenal, do you buy him at Chelsea? Let me know. Enzo has to be cam. He has all the qualities to do it. Look, I think so as well. People are like, but he's not a number 10. But he's not a number 10. Look, football, the numbers are not necessarily that important anymore. It's roles that are important. Thank you, Tojo, for yet another donation. You guys have been amazing with donations today. Thank you so much. Mikotazzi is an exciting striker. I've never heard of this guy. Maybe I'm living under a rock. Maybe it's someone I should know. When is the next Eunice collab? Okay, I'm going to break the news for you guys now. The next Eunice collab, there's going to be 3 in the next 24 hours. 3. Okay? It's got to the point now where I don't even want to hide it anymore. Because as soon as I finish this stream, it's all happening. 3 collabs. 1 on his channel, 1 on my channel, and another one. Trust me, You guys are going to be happy. Thank you, Matt Marshall, for the $2. I've just broken the news. Just broken the news. Don't be mad, Eunice, please. Let me just send him a little message quick. Big W. It is going to be a big W. Like, it's going to be like way more than a big W. FIFA days back with Bazinga again. Maybe not with Bazinga, that man is a very busy man, but FIFA's coming back too. Like, not on GBFC. On GBFC 2, there will be a FIFA series this year. I don't own a PS5 yet, but I will do very soon. Oh yeah, we're doing collabs, man. Like, more than collabs, bros. Like, there's a brand new channel coming out today. I'm just dropping it in the GBFC stream now because we're going to be releasing it later anyway, so we might as well. I'm not going to tell you the name yet. You've just got to stay tuned to Eunice's channel today, me tomorrow. Yeah, there's a brand new channel launching right now. Yeah, we've kept it a secret for a while. We've been holding off. One sec. I'm just saying to Eunice now, can you go and just whack all of the graphics on the channel so that we can try and plug the channel and see how many of you go and subscribe? Basically, me and Eunice have got a brand new channel launching together today where we're going to be uploading every day together. There you go. Big news. I'm just asking him now if everything is done. Matson to Ajax. Where are you seeing this? Because that is a fascinating move. Ian Matson at Ajax would be a joke. George is that one friend that can't keep a secret. I mean, technically, yeah, it sounds like that. But we're going to be posting the first video on the channel today anyway, and plugging it on both of our channels. So, like, why not start now? Who am I blocking? I'm blocking that person because he keeps spamming the same thing. Is there another one who keeps spamming the same thing? I can't see it yet. Daniel Watson says, I think we're about to sign Olise. Odds have dramatically slashed and usually someone is in the know. What do we think, George? I would be very happy to sign Michael Olise. I think he's a brilliant player. Thank you, Matt Marshall, for another donation. We sign Hazard. Re-sign my fandom. He can barely walk. Sorry. I mean, give him a year contract. Let him be around Cobham. Why not? If he is fit enough, he can play. Roman Abramovich has donated another £5. Thank you, mate. How about a once-a-week Chelsea collab show with Eunice, Jan, Matisse, Carefree Lewis and GBFC, the top 5 GOATs of Chelsea YouTube collaboration? Look, to get more than one person involved with a collab that have times that align is near impossible. You know, we've all got our own schedules. We've all got our own content to prioritize before, you know, committing to things. And obviously, I live 7 hours time difference ahead of everybody, so it's not easy to lock me down sometimes too, because a lot of the guys work through the night, and that's like weird times for me, and then vice versa. It's difficult. But big collabs, big group collabs, we can talk about it for sure. Caicedo to wear the number 25. Has this been confirmed now? I've just got a feeling that we're going to get something about Lavia at 3 or 4 p.m. Thoughts on Gallagher? He is evolving for sure under Pochettino. He understands Poch ball. To be honest, of all of the players so far that can really show that they understand what Mauricio Pochettino's instructions are, the way he wants them to play. Conor Gallagher, at the moment, is up there in the top 3 players to actually prove, in terms of the difference in performance, that he really gets it. And I think Pochettino loves that about Gallagher. And I think it's why he's still got a role to play in this team. And I wouldn't be surprised if a bid doesn't come in that is 45, 50 million, which is what Chelsea asked for. I think if Chelsea get a bid for that, then we sell him. And I think maybe it's the right thing to do because it's pure profit. It's profit that would pay for the Lavia signing in essence. And that is a lot of money to get for a player who's still developing as a player. And then you've got Carney Chukwuemeka, who I think is a good player, who's also developing. But I would say maybe Gallagher's more ready for this starting team right now. I just still don't think he'd start. And that's the argument, right? You get 50 million quid or 45 million quid for a player who's not going to start. Then I think you have to accept it. Ramsdale is class. Okay, so there's nearly 1,000 votes. I'll wait until it gets to 1,000 votes because this is actually a really close poll here. I said if Ramsdale is clearly Arsenal's number 2 behind David Raya, now that that is confirmed next season, would you sign him at Chelsea? 58% said no. 42% said yes. I actually really like Ramsdale. I think he's a class goalkeeper. I think he's a good energy, good lad as well. I personally would say yeah. I really don't get what people really don't like about him. I think he's a great goalie. If Connor has a good season, he can easily go for 60 million with all these prices. I mean, yeah, like his price could go up. And I think Chelsea, until we've actually confirmed signing attacking midfielders and whatnot, I think there's definitely a chance that Gallagher could work in that Nkunku position. I'm not saying it's a guarantee that he'd do great there, but I don't think he'd do badly, you know. Why not give Ziyech another chance in Poch's squad? Look, I don't think Pochettino is the kind of guy to go back on something. I think it's been so clear. Ziyech wanted to leave for Paris Saint-Germain in January. He didn't get the move. His attitude doesn't seem like he's that excited to be here. Poch doesn't want that kind of player around. I don't think Pochettino backs down on that. If him and Chelsea have said that Lukaku, Hudson-Odoi, Ziyech, they've not got a future at Chelsea Football Club, then I don't really see us going backwards on that comment. I do think that will stay. The problem is, you're paying his wages. He's training at Cobham. If he doesn't get sold and Chelsea don't manage to get their targets going forward, you maybe do try Hakim Ziyech in attacking midfield. Look, he can still do a lot. It's not like he's flipping old and past it. I just don't think he's ever really suited Chelsea in the Premier League, if I'm honest. I think somewhere in Europe, he'd absolutely cook. He's 30 years old, you know. He's not the kind of player that is expected to be sprinting up and down the field 24/7. All right, we're going to end this poll now. Quite surprised about that, actually. I thought more of you would want Ramsdale than that. But fair enough. I don't understand how that penalty wasn't given. I'm seeing everyone's still talking about it. I can't believe our midfield is about to be Lavia, Enzo, Caicedo. Like, it is just an unbelievable midfield. Like, it's so good. Like, it's actually such a good midfield. It's a joke. Do you agree? Send him back to Ajax. Well, Ajax have basically said that they don't have a space for him. Like, it's all well and good saying, yeah, we'll just send him here. Well, that requires the other team to even want them. Who are the 2 attacking players we're in for other than Olise? Well, at the moment, Chelsea is pretty quiet on the attacking front. I think there's been so much publicity around the Caicedo stories, the Lavia stories, that maybe there is something happening somewhere. I've seen someone say that Chelsea should try and... Okay, Fraser Fletcher. Let me see what's going on here. No, there's still nothing new. Oh, I just got done there by a troll account. I thought Moises Caicedo just followed me, but it was just someone who's put his name as that. I got so excited. I totally lost my trail of thought. I was about to say something really interesting. Ian Matson, like, is there any way Chelsea go and try and negotiate with Brighton for Evan Ferguson? Chelsea need a striker. Evan Ferguson is an absolute baller. Ian Matson, could he be wanted? I don't want to sell Matson. I'm just saying, like, if Chelsea want to sell Matson, but we also want a striker, Ian Matson. Okay, I'm going to do it as a poll. Let's see. Let's see what you guys think. Swap deal with Brighton. Matson for Evan Ferguson. I mean, I actually don't really know. I think Evan Ferguson will probably be valued at, like, what, 70, 80 million by Brighton. And I never want Chelsea to negotiate with them ever again. We love Matson, don't we? I'm glad you guys agree. I'm really glad you guys agree with me. I do not want to sell Ian Matson either. Like, at all. Never deal with Brighton again. 75% of you are saying no. That's good. Back your boy. Back our boy. I like that. We've got to keep Matson. Brighton, never again. Are we out on Kudus? I mean, it's been very quiet with Kudus. Like, I think he's desperate for the move, but Ajax played him at the weekend. You know, there was rumours that he would go to Brighton. Then it was West Ham. And now he's still at Ajax and he's available. And I think that's the thing with Chelsea. Maybe we're not going to move for Kudus because we're further down the line of agreeing things with Olise. There can't be... There's not a way, in my opinion, that Chelsea can bring in 2 attacking midfielders and Romeo Lavia and Caicedo. Like, and the striker. Like, surely not. And I don't really see... 1 attacking midfielder and 1 striker, I think, is what we need. Right midfield, like, I'm going to give Sterling the benefit of the doubt for now. And Noni Madueke, I think, will be a really good player for us. And he's still new. Guys, this new aircon unit that I've got in my office is unreal, by the way. It's unreal. I need to pee. Guys, I'm going to take a quick toilet break for a second. I'm going to try and mute the microphone quickly and see. 1 sec. All right, toilet break is done. Hands are washed. And I'm back, walking into the set right about now. And Lavia still hasn't been announced. Damn it. What a pain. Pain in the proverbial. Get rid of Cucurella to Newcastle. Seriously. Damn. We're a brutal bunch, our Chelsea fans, you know. We're an absolute brutal bunch. Na 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 na. Don't. Feels like I'm on my knees again. How's the new TV? It's actually really good. I might even wedge it on now. Put some Sky Sports News on. Why not? I wish there was something else we could put on for the news. Oh wait, I'm already live. Can't watch myself. You should have an OnlyFans channel. I mean, like, I don't know what I'd do on it, to be honest. But I know that people make a lot of money on this platform, that platform. You can make good money on YouTube as well, but OnlyFans seems to be different gravy. Where's the dog? The dog is at my house right now. I'm in my office. I have a separate building for my office, and it's not where my house is. Ha. So Matt Law has said, if Ian Matson stays at Chelsea, it won't be as a left-back. If Matson leaves Chelsea, it would be very late in the window once the club is sure about injuries and form. Well, that's an interesting one because that would imply that Matson's going to get opportunities in game time before the end of the transfer window, which is only like 2 or 3 games. We've got Wimbledon on the 30th of August. So what, does Ian Matson get a game against Wimbledon in the Carabao Cup second round, score a hat-trick and then he stays? And if he doesn't score a goal, he gets sold? Like, I don't get that. But I just think Ian Matson is too good, man. I really think Ian Matson is too good of a player, and Pochettino is too good of a manager at seeing these things to not include Ian Matson in his plans. That's my thoughts on the matter right now. Cucurella, Trev. Yeah, Malang Sarr, he's also lurking around still on the books, right? Bang. Do I put vinegar on my chips? That is a bloody good question, mate. And guess what? I do stick vinegar on me chips. Right, I'm going to try and get some news up on my TV. Donations are back. Thank you, Arsenal Fever. What after YouTube, George? Greetings from LA. That's a good question. You know, I think there's a lot of questions posed to YouTubers about, oh, this isn't going to last, this isn't this isn't that. I've been making YouTube videos now for 12 years, and I've changed what I've done on YouTube on many different channels for a very long time. I've been making a living on YouTube for 10 years out of that, since 2014, really. And yeah, I think in the modern world, there is so many options for people to do something they really enjoy, something they really love. And I think it's about being savvy with the way that you market yourself, you brand yourself, and the longer you enjoy doing what you, there's a phrase, it's a bit cliche and some people may say cringe, but like, if you love what you do, then you never work a day in your life. And I firmly believe in this. And you know, like I didn't ever think I'd be sat here talking about Chelsea and being like a Chelsea guy on YouTube when I was traveling around the world making travel videos, or when I was sat making Omegle videos doing Peter Griffin voices. You know, I didn't expect that to be what I did, but it's about going with the flow of your own life, your own interests. So who knows? After YouTube, I don't know. I don't think about it because I don't need to at this point. I enjoy YouTube, and I think maybe if the Chelsea thing dies down for me, which I hope it doesn't, there'll be something else I do, because that's always been the way. YouTube isn't going anywhere. Okay, there's been a tweet from Fabrice Hawkins, who's been pretty good on the Michael Olise story. Agreement in principle between Crystal Palace and Chelsea. The important part here is this is not just Olise and Chelsea, this is Palace and Chelsea. The signing of the international espoirs, I I don't know what that is. With the Blues becoming clearer, compensation close to its clause, which is slightly less than 40 million. This is great news because 40 million euros is really good. Like, this is an amazing deal if this is actually true. Fabrice Hawkins here, if Chelsea have agreed something with Crystal Palace that is less than 40 million euros, then we are balling out here with this one. That would be a magnificent signing. At that price, wow. Let's see if there is any truth to this, but at the moment, it looks as though Chelsea and Olise. And Daniel Watson is also saying in the chat that the odds on Olise to Chelsea have jumped. It's 1 to 10 on now for Olise to join Chelsea. Maybe this is one of... We thought we were here for the Romeo Lavia. Here we go. We could be here instead for the Michael Olise. Here we go on the GBFC stream. Wow. That is very interesting. Very exciting player, Olise, as well. Can play as a 10, can play on the wing. Premier League proven. Wow, okay, I'm going to put this up on the screen because I think this could be something, you know. Just got to wait for everything to load. Just get a screenshot. I'll get Simon Phillips, because I do love a bit of Simon Phillips. Okay. It's uploading now to the drive. And then we download it, and then we whack it straight up. Olise. This is a good one. This is a good one. Let's go and put that on the screen. All right, as you can see here, make it a bit bigger. Breaking agreement in principle between Crystal Palace and Chelsea for Michael Olise for slightly less than 40 million euros. I was under the impression that it was going to be around 40 million pounds, this deal for Michael Olise, but if it's slightly less than 40 million euros, let me just quickly do that translation. 40 million euros in pounds. Then Chelsea have managed to get themselves a bargain here. It equates to around 34.3 million. So let's call it 34 million. If it is less than the 40 million euros, then wow. That is massive. Chelsea could sign Caicedo, Lavia, and Michael Olise in 1 week. What an incredible trio of signings that is. Olise obviously wouldn't be able to play probably until around October because he is still injured. Wow. Half of Chelsea can speak French. Yeah, it's a lot of people that speak a bit of French. I can't believe this. If we get some David Ornstein or Fabrizio Romano updates on this one now, then I think we can safely say that Olise to Chelsea is probably very close. This week is lovely, isn't it? Olise is such a good player. Like, such an exciting footballer. Like, if you don't think Chelsea have probably the most exciting young team in the world, then I'd love to know why. Just going to add that into the title. Olise to Chelsea next. Guys, if you want to join my Fantasy Premier League, then you can. The link is in the top of the description. Okay, there's a lot of people that are jumping on board with this Olise chat. Let me check the odds. Olise to Chelsea odds. Ah, can't 'cause I'm in Indonesia. Great. Wow. 34 million for a 21-year-old with that kind of ceiling and that kind of quality now? Like, that's mad. That's actually mad. Like, 34 million quid. And that is, again, like, I don't know what it is, but that price point for Chelsea is the one. Am I ever coming back to London? Yes. I'll be back in London at the beginning of September for a couple of weeks for a little holiday, see my family. It's going to be fun. Chelsea-Arsenal title race in the next decade. Look, when Pep Guardiola leaves Manchester City, there is going to be a fall from grace for Manchester City. There's no way they can bring somebody in to reach the same levels consistently that Guardiola's managed to do. Look, Pep Guardiola may be the best manager ever. He may be the best manager ever. Have I seen the Olise news? Well, look at the screen, and you will see that we have the tweet, or one of the tweets, discussing Michael Olise up on the screen. Chelsea are doing bits, ladies and gentlemen. An agreement in principle. Well, let's get going. Let's get cracking. Although, to be fair, with the Olise one, there isn't necessarily as much importance of getting things done right now because he's injured anyway. So we can take our time with Olise. An agreement in principle is good as long as we're still ticking over with this signing. Thank you, Odin, for the donation. Who would your ideal signing for goalkeeper position be? I think Mike Maignan is the best goalkeeper that isn't playing for like a top... I mean, AC Milan are a top club, but like... I think it would be a brilliant signing if Chelsea could get Mike Maignan, and I think it would be something that we would try to pursue next summer. I think a top goalkeeper right now is unattainable. It's too expensive. Let's see how Sanchez does. Chelsea maybe have a bargain. Maybe we're happy with Sanchez come the end of the season. I think there's potential with him. I think he could be a great keeper for the club. It's just about whether he's going to be consistently good enough to be that guy that just wins you games with his big saves. This guy better give him 1 to 10 for Olise. Wow. De Gea, the wages would be too high. Okay, bro, like, there's no need to keep spamming. Why do people just spam? I see it the first time. I'm literally talking about it. Why do you have to spam? There's a lot of people talking about Michael Olise to Chelsea now on Chelsea socials. Well, not officially Chelsea socials, but the Chelsea community is jumping on the Michael Olise to Chelsea story. I think this one is going to move quickly. Any news on Lavia? No, it's actually gone really quiet. And it's so typical that when I start to stream, because I thought there was going to be some breakthroughs with Lavia's signing. And so far there hasn't been yet. And I do actually have to go soon, guys, because Eunice and I have got to launch this channel, you know. Just checking quickly something for a second. Any updates on getting rid of Ziyech? Not right now. Okay, guys, unfortunately, I'm going to have to go now. Chelsea still working on Lavia. Olise looks as though it's getting close. I've got to record with Eunice now. So stay tuned, and I'm about to release a video. I'm going to release the video now, okay? So what I want you guys to do, if you can and you're still here, I want you guys to go over to the new GBFC video that is literally live right this second. It's up. It's live. Go over there, watch this video, drop the video a like, leave a comment saying that you were here from the stream and that you're buzzing for Lavia's announcement. Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, these three players together at Chelsea Football Club. It is going to be big. The video is live now on the channel, so go and check it out. Thank you for tuning into the stream. Thank you for all of the super chat donations. You guys have been on fire today. It's been a good one, and let's hope that we get some announcements very, very soon. Thank you for watching. I'll speak to you guys in a bit.